Welcome to your 2012-2013 wrap-up episode of Bulldog Alley. I'm your host, Rochelle Moore, as well as the Springdale High School video broadcast instructor. In this episode of Bulldog Alley, we'll be focusing on stop-motion projects that the students made, as well as documentaries. Up first, we have stop motion. Sit back and enjoy.
This is Eli. Eli has abnormally large feet. The other bunnies often tease him about his feet. They don't let Eli join in on their ball games or anything else they did as a group. One day, Eli watched as the bunnies all got ready to race. He walked over and asked if maybe he could race with them. The bunnies laughed and said no. Eli turned and walked away. But as he did, he realized that he didn't need their permission to race. He walked back and stood at starting line anyway. The other bunnies were stunned and furious. As soon as the race begun, one of the bully bunnies tripped Eli. Eli didn't let it faze him. He got up and shook it off. Eli ran and he ran. He didn't look back. Very soon he had passed the other two bunnies and crossed the finish line. He was ecstatic. In the end, they shook paws and became friends.
The last stop motion that you watched was called Life of a Giant, produced by Nancy Aguilar. Life of a Giant was selected as excellent from the Arkansas Scholastic Press Association for animation. It was also selected by the AETN Student Select Film Festival to show on their channel in September. Congratulations, Nancy. Now moving on to documentary. Here are some real life stories for you to listen to.
The Rodeo of the Ozarks had its beginning as a dream in 1944. The idea of the group was Springdale men and women led by founder Shorty Parsons. World War II was at its height, and people were working hard and around the clock. Entertainment and relief from the unrelenting headlines were needed, so the idea of having a rodeo was born.
Shorty and these people were all Springdale businessmen and women, and so they wanted to make it Springdale. And that's where they lived and grew up and were making their living. So that's why it was founded here in Springdale. And it has just grown through the years to where it's all over northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. So we're tickled to death to have people come in from Kansas and come to our rodeo.
My father, which was Thurman Shorty Parsons, and I've been on his shirt tail ever since he started, because I was 10 or 11, I guess, when it started. And I've never missed a rodeo or parade since then. And of course, he started it because I have a sister and 2 brothers, and we had already been rodeoing some around the area, probably within 40 or 50 mile radius. So he decided that instead of us loading up and going somewhere, we might as well have one here. So that's when he started it, and from then on it just took off and went on. There were several men in Springdale that helped him get started and all. And he first owned the land here. And so then when he saw that the first year we tried to have it ourselves, which it was all right, but he decided that we need to get the town behind it. And we'd have a big parade downtown, everybody'd eat together and spread your dinners together and everything, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, you know, we've got about 2 or 3 guys that the greatest dirt people in the world. You know, they know how to handle it. There's a mixture of sand and dirt out there that's pretty important, because it's got to dry out fast. It's got to be good enough that horses can race on it and not lose their footing, you know, if they water it. And they know how to water it. They know how to dress it up each evening. And if it rains, they know whether to work it or not. And now and then we've had some floods rodeo, and we've got a picture out here, somebody, of a cowboy bull rider came back and all you could see is his eyes. That was pretty tough. Cowgirls will tell you who run barrel races. This is the most important place for footing, unless horses go down here going around those barrels, because it's a real danger when you go around those barrels. But our ground people know how to work it, how to keep it, and from year to year we have to add dirt, sand, and things like that. That's a very, very important part, is having some footing under that stock when it's bucking and everything else is going on.
It takes a lot of money to make a rodeo or facility work. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've all got a certain amount of responsibilities and obligations that we're responsible for. And we're expected to perform, and if we get into trouble and we need some help, we need to raise our hand up and say, hey folks, I need a little bit of help. I'm having trouble here.
Well, I enjoy every part of it. You know, it is. I've been a part of it. I've rodeo announced. I've been involved with this since 1976. Actually, before then, I was the guy that put the grand entry in the arena and helped. But rodeo is a part of me. I mean, whether it's bareback bronc riding, steer rustling, roping, or riding bull.
What mutton busting is, that's my little sheep, my little 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. You know, I enjoy the whole, I mean, I've been here 31 years. I've enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. I'm like a little kid. I get excited when it gets close to rodeo time. There's lots to do, there's lots of work, there's lots of responsibility, but it's a lot of fun. I'm fortunate, I'm with a group of guys and ladies that help make it fun. We've all got certain responsibilities we got to do and got to get ready, because all of a sudden we're going to open the gates down there and we're going to have a grand entry. We've started a rodeo, it's on. So we know that, and we've got good people on the board. We've got good support. We've got associate directors that really help us. We got the public really helps us. We can't put it on by ourselves, so we have a lot of good quality people that help us put this rodeo on.
Well, I think the most unique thing is our directors all get along real well together. It's kind of like a family, and we do work together. Of course, we have our differences, but we work them out and it gets all right. But We always have a different act or entertainment act during the rodeo, which is a professional. And this year we've got the guy that comes in from Mississippi, and he's got monkeys and dogs, and they do an act in the arena. Then one year we have the one-armed bandit, and all these have been the #1 in the nation for their certain years. When we go to Las Vegas, you know, they pick those. So we try to have a good one for that. And we have the best clowns, and then we have the #1 stock producer in the world, and the best announcer, Boyd Fahamas. So we just think we're trying to do everything the best we can.
Probably the most unique thing is that the directors run the rodeo. Other places, they have hired people to do all this. You know, nobody on this rodeo board gets paid. And we spend about 13 months out of the year working, doing things, getting things done, looking for ways to promote it, looking for different objects. And it's not only the rodeo that we're involved in. We're involved in an Easter egg hunt. We're involved in a Christmas parade. We have the car smashing. And that's become a big hit. We have a lot of competition with big trucks and stuff that come in there. All those kind of things are part of it. So it's not a rodeo by itself. Plus the high school students have their rodeo here. Junior rodeo people have rodeos here. We have play days here for riding clubs and for people to have horses and competition and a place to ride.
Well, of course, I barrel raced for years, and I guess that's my favorite event. But I like the roping and the bulldogging because I think it takes a special horse to be trained to do that. Of course, the bull riding, bronc riding is exciting. I really like all of it, I guess.
I love it. My wife says I'm a little kid. I just enjoy it. I enjoy horses. I enjoy people. I enjoy cowboys and cowgirls. I enjoy it. I tell my little 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, they dress just like the big cowboys and cowgirls. They come in there, chaps, spurs, vest. I mean, you'd think they're fixing to ride a 1,200-pound bull. I mean, them little boogers are ready to go and play. So that makes it a lot of fun. I love the youth program. It's just a lot of fun. If you're wanting entertainment, you know, I guess you can use a lot of different words. Excitement. Folks, I mean, one thing about it now, if you're gonna ride a bareback horse, a saddle bronc horse, you're gonna bulldog a big old steer, you're gonna try to ride a bull, you're gonna do barrel racing, the girls do, you've got to know what you're doing. It takes many, lots of hours. Practice, 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 practice. You're sitting on some high-dollar horses. It's a big business. I mean, there's a lot of money to win out here, and they take it very serious. And we have some really great quality cowboys and cowgirls come to this rodeo. So we're very proud of that. And so if that ticket buyer sitting up there spent $100 for he and his family, I'm just using the deal, we truly believe they got their $100 worth.
I'm in charge of the Queen's Committee. I've run it for years and years, and we have a Queen's contest every year, and she reigns over the whole year, Miss Rodeo of the Ozarks, and represents our rodeo at different ones. And then I'm over the Stagecoach Committee. Have to see the stagecoach gets here and gets placed and find somebody to bring their team of horses in. And I'm on the Public Relations, which we invite some of our state congressmen and everybody to come up, and we have hospitality for them when they come.
I've enjoyed rodeoing ever since I was a little bitty kid, but I've been fortunate to be on this board 31 years, and I've really enjoyed the people and the association and what we do in the community, and the community really supports us, so it's been a good relationship back and forth, and it's just a lot of fun.
We pride ourselves in giving scholarships to the seniors that's graduating, and we have different events to raise more money to try to get them in all the other areas in Rogers and Bentonville and Fayetteville and Huntsville. And then we also think that it helps the Chamber of Commerce. And we do a lot of things for charity people and all.
We've been busy talking about the Rodeo of the Ozarks. I think one of the highlights for a lot of people is our two big parades. Our two big parades on the 1st and the 4th. You know, if you can't come to the rodeo and you got a young family, all these horses, all these floats, all these people going by are great entertainment for free. And I think that's an important part of our celebration here over the 4th of July holiday is our parades. And when you go down through there, I don't care if you're riding horseback or you're riding in a car, queens come by, the governor comes by, political people come by, but it's a great parade. And I know how those little kids really enjoy those horse and riders. So that's one of our big things. Now, some of the things that we've done with the rodeo money, besides to build these facilities, which we've got a lot of money invested out here. Number one is when they needed a National Guard armory, half of the money had to be raised in the community. That money came from the Rodeo of the Ozarks. Okay, when the chamber moved from their old building, which was our building, and we built for them, we gave all that money so they'd have the chamber. And then over on the creek behind the Odd Fellows, that park was built by Rodeo of the Ozarks money. Each year, we give scholarships to FFA members so they can go on to college. And we're expanding that program. That's one of our best programs, of course, is to give people a chance to go to college and have some money. It's terribly expensive to go to college today. And of course, we have the demolition derby and all those kind of things change up. But we have other events from time to time that come along. But the big thing is, with the Springdale Riding Club, who in association with us use this arena, have events. And they have events for pony riders, big riders, and everything else. So we're supporting the horse industry. And of course, the high school rodeo comes and uses our grounds for free because we believe in rodeo. That kind of rounds up some of the things that we've done along the way, besides others that will probably go on unmentioned.
Well, that about wraps it up for your 2012-2013 school year from the Bulldog TV studios. We hope you enjoy. Make sure to check us out in the fall when we have a whole lot more stories to tell you.